say there is. Get a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up. Look at my furrows whirring. Look at my big bank account.
Oh, spend most of my time in editing in places like that. Oh, turn those off. So, just edited in a coffee shop for a couple hours. Oh, we're like 12 days out from another PGF qualifiers because I didn't make it in that one. But the plan has been to attend one every single chance that I get until I make it into the PGF season 3. So, onward. Caught one of the best trianglers in the area. Felt his triangle. It's really good. So let's go run triangle escapes in class, because it's all about growing and learning. The pathway is the point. That's the point. So cool. I think I might have left my keys in the door. Yep. All right, now, Red Wolf Martial Arts, Applied Jiu-Jitsu, Monday nights. Come out if you're in the area.
For next week, so I should be able to do a couple of pretty cool things. Yeah,
Let's go eat. Monday, 2 weeks before PGF on the beach, Fort Myers. Cool. All right, we're headed to Perry next to produce the show, and then Decatur, and then Perry, and then Decatur, and then South Florida. Maybe. We'll see. Wandering Grappler.
Bring the one arm or leg.
Is it me? I can't tell.
I think we're all right behind you, bud. What up, dude?
What's cracking?
Some comment comes on.
You know it ain't you no more. Some good music comes on, you know it's not Zach.
Yeah, see, I ain't the only frog.
Apparently it's not never happened either.
Snap up, coach. What? What the hell?
What is going on?
I don't like this game. You got tapped twice. You got that.
Everybody's feeling froggy today. See, that's how you chain the upper body and lower body together.
Yeah, then don't.
Call that a limbo.
But I'm just a few kids poppers if I throw my shit. A young Houston hard hitter, all about the thriller riding. Throw yourself for it. Like a caterpillar.
If he can't get his posture up, he's not going to be able to swing on me very much. And as soon as he tries to open up to hit me right, that's the angles that we're already taking a lot of times to play into our rubber guard stuff. One of the big lessons that we've been having to learn is using this elbow frame to carry the weight, not my wrist. Okay, I like to have that elbow in there, pushing Seth away, and it's keeping him down and over, because I have this knee hug really, really tight. Makes it really snug pulling this in. All right, pull them in, break the posture down. If that's the only way you know how, posture back up for me. You can either like strip it this way, but I'm pushing and pulling with my guard right here, keeping this tight. And then I'm clenching. I put my foot on the floor and shrimp, or I can put my foot into his hip and shrimp. But typically right here, this guy's probably trying to like pull away. So I just kind of stomp into him, point my feet the other way. Mindful, I'm already putting this elbow where it's supposed to be. Before I do anything, I'm already trying to find that, because that's keeping Seth down. If he's up to here, it's not gonna work. Okay, so I need him to be down and over here. That way when I pull this knee up, I can just hug it and I just kind of kick and curl this heel in, like dig in this heel in tight. This leg stays tight here if you can, just for a second. If you end up with that foot on the hip here, it's fine. It's hard for me to play that style, so I don't really do it a lot unless they're already sprawling out, okay? I usually have this kind of over the back New York. This is where you newer guys are gonna stay for just right now. Everybody else, we're gonna come over, play this meat hook play, come onto the inside now with this knee to my heel, okay? I'm squaring Seth up when I pull him this way. You can either have your hand this way. I've been liking it a lot with this kind of grip lately. I'm gonna jump the rope, set my figure 4, okay? From here, posturing up, bringing that arm across. Now I wanna make my switch. Angle, feet in. Cool, on 2, 1, 2. Oh, he's not gonna let me, so I'm gonna have to suck in the triangle on him. Okay? It's gonna matter. If he was somebody else right there, they were gonna go this way, and I was gonna dump him, but I felt he was starting to like, he was about to play me right here in front of everybody on TV too. I was like, no, son, I'm a black belt. I'm gonna stay in, and I'm gonna finish the play right here, okay? And you gotta do this sometimes on this triangle. But the same thing still applies here. I'm pulling my knees to my chest so hard. More than I'm finishing this triangle. Because if I relax, he's out. Okay? If this space opens up, he's out. No matter what. I'm just using my arms or whatever, or just pulling on my leg. That's inferior. Okay? I need to be keeping that hollow body. I need to be staying like here. I'm about to hit him with a turbo if I don't get out of here soon though. So I use this against him. This is now stopping him from pulling me out, right? So if he starts to stand up, I'm underhooking that leg, and it makes it so hard. See how he's using that hand for a post? I can keep it tight just by doing this, pulling that knee to my chest. And eventually he's going to wear out from here. I'm still just having a conversation with y'all. Or are you gonna tap or no? You don't have to, I'm just asking. Is that what you're doing with this hand? No, you don't have to, are you? I'm just asking. Would you be tapping? No. He's gonna pick that hand up though. His last ditch effort is probably gonna be trying to, you push on me a little bit, that's cool. Right? He's still just pushing on me. Maybe I'll get him. You know what I mean? I'm not in a hurry is what I'm saying. Unless this guy's like thrashing me around. Once I get my weight hung off his neck, thank you, that's good. Off his head and his neck right there, I don't care which one of these plays you make. You don't have to do the meat hook. You can stay in New York, remember we did that. We just kind of jumped over from there. You can do it from half guard. If you guys don't know what that is yet, don't worry about it. The New Jersey stuff. It's all the same thing. Meat hook. It's probably better from what I've been told from New Jersey because you can belly it down better. I probably am a little bit dark right now.
Oh, nice. I love that. I gotta get my attention. That island tan?
Central America tan. We're not an island, but you know, close to the equator. Everybody thinks it's an island for some reason.
It seems like an island.
There are islands. on and around Costa Rica, but no, it actually has 2 coasts, one in the Gulf, one in the Pacific. Super interesting. They have very different climates, different high seasons. Like the Gulf hurricane season is terrible for that side of the country, but the other side is okay, and then vice versa. So it's really weird.
Oh my God!
That's a line.
You done
I didn't mean to
work.
put that body lock on you.
It does.
Trees are fake. Trees are fake. It's a real tree.
Yeah, Roots. That's Jamie Roots right there.
That like where you crawl around your get any other sounds.
Legs are burning, Jamie.
Automatically. No limit on how much you can earn. In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99.
My shoulder hit everybody and don't be that. 170, bro.
You said done?
That's your weight class. You got 2 pounds on
my
it.
head.
Thinking back on my one-room shack, now my mom pimps an act with me, so the
How long before you take that
Welcome, Parkway Automotive Studios. We got games, we got entertainment, and we have a studio. It's not awful, not terrible, but you know, it beats, you know, anything else I've ever had. Definitely drink it super cold, but Kill Cliff CBD and Flaming Joe. What has it got? Hemp infused clean energy drink. So 25 milligrams of CBD, no sugar. I don't know. They'll pick me up for the Dream Show Live. Check it out over on Stephen Aiken's channel somewhere on here. It's all good.
Sorry, Thomas. Yeah, but I get hyped up, man. Like seriously though, like with the people that are coming, I think you could pay enough money to charter a plane. I don't know, man. That's probably really expensive, but
I would imagine.
I've
talked about it being able to like, so you could split a private plane amongst like 30 people. It wouldn't be that terrible if you were all trying to go like similar places.
$1,000 maybe if everybody's going to the same place. That's a lot, right? That's a lot. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna do some math on that. Somebody crack it at me. Let me know what's up. If you're a pilot and you have a plane and you like doing jiu-jitsu, hit us up. We'll teach you lots of jiu-jitsu stuff to be able to fly around places with you
and do jiu-jitsu stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It's mostly all we're going to be doing. So just let me know.
Could we do? Has there ever been jiu-jitsu mats like in the air?
In space?
I mean in space. You saw.
Bro,
I mean for the clickability
that.
of this conversation, you saw what they did. Like what was it? 2 days ago? 3 days ago?
Who's that? Who's they?
Virgin Airlines or whatever.
No, I didn't. Oh, they sent Branson into space?
Yeah.
Or whatever?
Yeah, he talked about being a kid and wanting to be on, like, amongst the stars, or he had some real good cheesy line prepared.
Though? Like, honestly, though, like, seriously, if you've never done it, then, like, wouldn't it be cool to do it? I'm terrified.
What's up, Waylo?
What's up, Waylo?
He's in the chat.
I'm terrified of space as far as me going there idea, or, like flying. Somehow I do it, I guess. I just my brain has somehow at this point just accepted that it's okay.
So Elon Musk knocks on your front door.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
I mean, like, okay, you're going. Yeah.
I'm scared though. Like I'm not lying. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still terrified. But that's. I think I said that to you earlier about something today in class. I feel like that's just came up again. But like, yeah, I'm surfing. Somebody said
surfing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm scared of the water, but like deep water for sure terrifies me. But I'll do it if I feel like it's safe.
Did you go married?
Grapples M1.
Hey, are you riding turtle?
I gotta get it going.
You ain't got the torque in his shoulders anymore.
I got that.
Twist.
Mileage.
I can key lock myself.
I can't do it right.
I tripped over 30 like a sack of bricks, yeah. Straight into a hip surgery.
Hip surgery.
You can't do feet circles apparently.
I'm glad you're here with us.
Oh, you're talking to me?
How about that? Yes. How about you? All the way?
Jamie's trees are made of bridges.
Are they?
But they're not real.
That's all I see. This car is a bridge. Knee wipers. I like to see Isaac's interpretation.
Different things, and then just thinking about the rules and different things in certain situations. And we're talking about what's the get down rule in combat jiu-jitsu, and how we're going to start using that for our tournaments here, which is like, if you're standing up wrestling for more than a minute, we're going to like make you get down, because it's not a wrestling match. We're not really trying to see who the best wrestler is or whatever, trying to see who does the best stuff on the ground, right? So when you do the get down, there's a coin flip. Winner, loser, whatever, I guess, gets to decide. You get double underhooks, and then they would say go, okay? And so to get from here to where we've been working, I'm simply gonna pull Seth back. I'm gonna flare, not flail, flare my legs, okay? And then from here, a million ways to frame it. I'm just gonna pick this side, okay? And so I'm pulling Seth in tight. I have nice control of his posture, keeping this nice and tight. I'm not like squeezing everything for the life of me, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely not trying to let him get this free. Like, I don't want to let him get this back, okay? I mean, if he does, that's when I would probably work towards my rubber guard stuff, my New York plays. But for now, what I want to do is to get this angle, right? So either with like my stomp and turn, okay, which is the one that I've really been liking a lot. But even when I'm doing this stomp and turn, I'm still like pulling Seth in and squeezing him tight. I don't want to let him go, okay? When I'm pulling him in tight right here, getting this angle, I can close my guard again a little bit. And notice how that elbow frame is starting to come in, kind of like we talk about in other situations, right? Just in case he decides to come in, I'm just using that right there to kind of keep some space off of him, right? And I'm just taking my time. I'm not in a big hurry from right here, okay? And then a lot of times, I really just want to get to his back, to be honest with you. I don't want to have to go to rubber guard. I don't want to have to do meat hook. I don't want to do the triangle. I don't want to have to do all that stuff. I want to get to his back and I want to choke him.
Yeah, that's my fault.
What was that?
Huh?
What was that?
My jaw.
Jesus!
It's just, dude,
I'm trying to rob you.
then I guess you didn't know because you let go. Like immediately.
It was like, pow! I was like, oh! What did I just do?
Did it message back on the testimony?
Where's the referee? Referee!
Where's her?
Referee! Referee!
Oh, hey, there's another battery. Knock over that coffee. Got 2 coffees for the road to the great. Ooh, that's foggy. Y'all are really foggy. Clean y'all up. Hold on. One momento. There we go. So, headed up to the Great White North. Oh, that was a funny joke. Oh, that was hilarious. I make myself laugh. Alright, that was a quick account of everything to make sure. Oh, let me try to keep this a little bit cleaner for y'all these days on the Wondering Grappler. But we're gonna get our podcast situated. We're gonna get drinks situated, and then we're gonna get on the road. Go train up in Decatur. We are a week out from now the Fort Myers, South Florida PGF trials. Try number 3.
Of course, enthusiastic. You have to be enthusiastic. enthusiastic when you bought something expensive? Of course, enthusiastic, yeah. You have to be enthusiastic when you bought something expensive.
Facing that way, he can't turn up to his knees and get on top anymore. But the second that I put a block here, he can no longer put his knee on the ground and come to the top. So it's easy for me to stop him from stacking me up. I just put something underneath him and monitor that leg. And if he wants to get wild and press in, scoot around to his back again if he wants to. All right, everybody understand? You want to see the swim one more time? All right. Here, and then don't go for me. Once I get here, watch how I move his head out of the way and I force him to roll this shoulder by moving my shin against his head. That's what forces him to roll. If he don't want to go, then you use your shin. You don't have to do it hard. I mean, it's uncomfortable if it stays, but he'll move for you or he'll be uncomfortable until he moves for you. But your objective is to use the shin against his head to force him to look that way. And then the momentum of the lift here and the roll will cause him to roll up over that shoulder and you'll be able to intercept his leg. Deep hook, shin, intercept. See that little extension with the shin right there? And we're gonna land it perfect. Right there with that kind of motion, but closing my knee and trying to open that space, and then I use this shin to kick him the rest of the way out of the way. So I go open, kick him out of there, and then I'm not going to have a deep lock there. Both hands go to the head and eliminate this space by kicking your triangle through, and that's going to give you the triangle you want. It's going to be on the ground now. So my hips are on the ground, my triangle is on the ground, and I want his elbow on the ground inside. So I was here, you okay right there? No, that's right. I was here because of the grip that I had. I want his elbow on the ground on the inside. He's gonna get his hands together quick. I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna wrap it and touch his wrist with my chest. And now I'm gonna bring his hand back to my hip, this way. It's gonna break his grip right away. And now I'm just gonna make a simple hip in. So you see the bend in his arm here? It's this way. It's not out here where I got all of this stretch that I have to do. And I end up going to my back and then he tries to get on top. And then I just don't quite have the angle anymore. I got to try to dig something else out now. I go grip together. I go cover the grip and I touch the wrist with my chest here. And then I bring everything back to my hip. Is my first move. It puts just an impossible strain on his shoulder. And then from here, since I'm attached with my core, it's real easy for me just to drive my hip and get a very powerful finish.
I was going belly down, I'm high, and I started to fall off, right? That's the hips on the ground, that's the timing that this Udi Garami comes in, right? So whether you have this gift wrap or I've passed over with the Kimura or this hook and seatbelt, like whatever configuration is going on right here, doesn't really matter. I'm here, right? Whenever I start to weave this in, however I get it in here, whether I'm like peeling, whether I go belly down to weave it, whatever that looks like, and I start to make this movement. If his elbow, so I got his elbow to the ground, right? Like, okay, it's time to make it. If his elbow is too far that way, whenever I start to make this move, I already broke his grip. When I start to go for the break, whether my chest is connected or not, it's a long ways to the tap, see? What determines how tight this is how much tension I can put on his shoulder and these like ligaments and bones, muscles, right? So I want to bring this elbow as close as I can to my hip right here. So in theory, it looks like I just pull it here, right? Like that's what I'm doing. This can look a couple different ways. Whether I literally just pull that elbow to me, whether I swim on the inside and collect and pull it away. Notice that big movement, it got really tight just then. I mean, it doesn't take much. I can already feel the tension. Once I get this elbow super close to my hips, I put a block so he can't leave. I bend him back up, and now I can feel it like it's just a touch, and he's looking for the tap. So again, the detail I want y'all to leave right here is if his elbow's really far away from me, I need it close to me. So however you accomplish this, grab his arm and pull it towards my hips. It tightens everything up, and it's a much smaller movement right here. You don't have to put your hips all the way in, all right?
Go back in and let me touch on one more thing while we're here. So he starts to bring the foot over. All right, right here. Hip on the ground for right now. So I'm giving you guys the cue of 3 things on the ground: triangle on the ground, hip on the ground, his elbow on the ground on the inside. The reason I'm giving you that cue is because that's the time to attempt the udigarami, is when the hip is on the ground. But if you get out here and you're having trouble locking it, if you want to go butt in the air and hip in the air, that'll help you deepen that triangle right there. So if you're still having trouble locking it, you can take the hip back off the ground once you've recognized the moment and entered the lock. But the timing for the moment is why we're saying hips on the ground. Does everybody understand? All right.
We came up with it today.
What is it?
And he broke the news. We're gonna live stream the PGF. You know when the Olympics happens, it happens like all week, all day, all week. That's gonna be the PGF.
Oh, so it's not gonna be like in the can this time.
Every day, all day.
Maybe it's not as clean of a product, but it's a more fun product for the fans.
More interactive. Maybe we'll try that on the live stream when you're wrestling a Velociraptor.
Like right there, while his elbow is far away from you. Take your elbow away again, Sawyer.
Religious one. You chose it. In other words, that this fellow or this book or this system is, of course, enthusiastic. In other words, that this fellow or this book or this system is the right one is your opinion. If you bought somebody else's script, you bought it. If you bought somebody else's script, you bought it. Of course, enthusiastic, yeah. You have to be enthusiastic when you bought something expensive. When you pick an authority, whether it's a psychotherapeutic one or a religious one, in other words, that this fellow or this book or this system is the right one is your opinion.
Podcast. Today I am joined by one of my good buddies, Isaac Stackhouse. Isaac, it is a pleasure to have you on today. The first question I want to ask you is, when did you start training? Like, how did you get into martial arts?
Well, like, I had gone to play college football, and when I got there, I was like probably 210, 215, and I hung out with a bunch of offensive linemen, defensive linemen. So when I left, I was probably about 225, 230, and I was like football athletic. I wasn't really athletic as far as I wasn't running miles. I wasn't doing any cardio or anything, but I'd grown up swimming and I had been like an athlete my whole life. And when I left college football, that kind of like left a void of no practices to go to, I had no routine because I'd been an athlete my whole life. So after I was working a job for a little while, I was probably 20 at the point, and I had been introduced. I knew about the UFC. I had like seen guys do groundwork. I had gone to a wrestling practice with a friend of mine in Kentucky. I was looking for a way to start losing weight, because at that point when I started looking around at this, I was my heaviest was 270 pounds.
Dang, I can't even imagine you at 270. So tell the people like right now how much you weigh and what you've been competing at and what you fought in MMA at.
Right this very second, I weigh like 179 pounds, but I've been competing recently in the 170 weight class for this PGF qualifiers. But I have competed at, I'm very comfortable competing at like 155 for MMA and stuff like that, just because I'm 5'11", so like when I was at Kentucky and I was in football, they laughed at me during the like measurement day, you know, when they come in and like measure you and do all this. They laughed at me because I was like standing on my tippy toes when they were taking the height, and Joker Phillips walked by and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Man, even though I'm not going to get on the field, I want to be 6 foot 225 on the program."
Brett, you look good.
Give me your best score.
If you bought somebody else's script, you bought it. If you bought somebody else's script, you bought it. Of course, enthusiastic, yeah. You have to be enthusiastic when you bought something expensive. When you pick an authority, whether it's a psychotherapeutic one or a religious one, in other words, that this fellow or this book or this system is the right one is your opinion. Difficult to admit that it was a lemon, that you were fooled, and it's the same when you buy a religion or an expensive operation. You chose it. In other words. Of course, enthusiastic, yeah. You have to be enthusiastic. Difficult to admit that it was a lemon, that you were fooled. And it's the same when you buy a religion or an expensive operation. Of God. If you bought somebody else's script, you bought it.
All right, closing out the week, came up here to Decatur, the Great White North, to hang out with Brandon and them, and got some good rounds in. Did 10 rounds of 10 minutes today, and that was pretty wild, but happy with where I'm waking up in weight. There's a storm a-coming, so we're gonna try to hit the road and do this as safely as possible. Please use your blinkers for turns and signaling, and not to show me where you are. I can see you. Back to the gun. Run, Drew, run. We know.
who is this? Come to join us. What up, Isaac?
What up, bro?
The wandering grappler himself.
Didn't look. Didn't look. Didn't look.
One's our upside down crossword, hangover helper, commander and cheat. This one's if you just dress normal, you're a double cross dresser. This one's like if I were a young lady making a dating app profile, I would say, "This ain't my first Romeo." Yeah, okay. Sorcery loves company. Why can't we all just get a bong? This one I feel like should get more love. Did I say Crunch Wrap of Notre Dame?
No.
I feel like that one should get more love. Too blessed to be oppressed. It's a new art genre, abstract depressionism. Oh, this is a good one. Isaac, we need to make a cover of this. But every time you have a video of someone like in a like tough choke, making the choke face, turn it to black and white and slowly pan in on him. And Sarah McLachlan will sing "In the Arms of a Strangle."
We're up at the land. We got a couple shows we're gonna produce on Wednesday, and then we're headed to South Florida for PGF Trials number 3. Looked at the bracket once. That's all I'm gonna do. The rest of this week is just focused on moi. Waking up in the 170s, feeling good, accomplished what we needed to. Gonna go pick some of the garden. Alright, so.
Hey, I'm gonna let the dogs come out.
Yeah, that's fine. Maintenance on the garden. Getting the sun absorbed. He'll probably start barking at some point and will incessantly bark, so, you know. But wanted this to be bigger. Wanted to burn all that, turn it all back into the dirt. But we're gonna put some trees over there, some like citrus trees and pear trees and stuff like that. And maybe get a little bit more of a field this way. I don't know. Something that we can have at the camps. But remember to turn that guy off this time. I know it works because one of the little kids touched it. So. Is she stuck?
pushing him over. And I'm just pulling my legs over this way. It's not more. Open up. Kick in. Like I'm gonna try to like kick off with this leg at the same time. Right, come back up. Let's see, I think of the momentum. Boom. Boom. Get your head out of the way. Bam. Right, so I'm trying to kick off basically with the one bottom leg to get my momentum. So just boom, swing, boom. Try not to use my hand. So I open, swing, and I kick. Right, I don't want to be like this, or this, or this. Okay, I really want to practice getting onto that hip. That way I can get over his face. So if I dig that thing in, I'm gonna hold it. Okay, this is what I want, is this clamp. And if he's not very good, I'm gonna arm bar him in here, right, by coming out and over. But this guy's gonna be pretty good, and he's doing a good job of like turning his thumbs up. I know that he wants to escape it. I'm fine with my rubber guard, but I don't want to use my rubber guard. Okay, if he gets his arm out, pull him out real quick. And he goes underneath, don't worry about that. Okay, that's just, you're fine, right? But if you want to use this, we need it up here. Okay, and so then this is kind of redundant at this point to this, right? And here now, I'm not being loose. I don't want him to get it out. I'm trying to take this and maybe like shuck it pretty hard, right? So I'm squeezing, and I'm gonna like shuck it by and squeeze them again. Okay, I'm like pulling them in tight right here. I want you guys to get in here and get to this point today, to where you're just kind of cupping his neck, and then spend a second or two with each other. Like try to move around, try to get your posture back, try to like get that arm back. Okay, and that's what I want you guys to play with, is being able to kind of just control a little bit in here, because then that gift wrap and everything is all right there, if we can do that. But if you can't control the back of this arm with your body, and like, I mean, this is a good clamp, right? If you can't control it with this, then there's probably some other things that you gotta work on with your positioning. You guys see how I'm off to the side here. I'm not flat on my back. I'm basically on the side. He's like, we're teed off in another way. Okay, so just get to this clamp and then let him move around just, a couple of seconds. And if you feel like you need to, you can always like grab that lat for an extra layer of like control and support. Okay, so try to move around. As long as I have that, I'm still fine with this elbows across. I'm still fine. So even without that clamp, because all he can kind of do is try to pull that arm across this way, right? Or try to spin to give his back. As long as I'm keeping that angle, I'm still pretty good right here. See, he's almost about to scoot it out, but still not quite. So, just getting into your guard. This guy's doing a good job of hiding himself in different ways. Maybe I've already broken him down to this, but I can't get to like the zombie and the overhook stuff. So I'm just gonna kind of force it side to side and crank that joker up to here, right? I'm staying tight, stomping him away, turning. Okay, staying tight, shucking, and then coming back in tight again. What kind of button is that? The record button?
Deleted everything.
The red one that's like for recording? We're going full circle here.
Egghead predicted it.
Just stay at home.
Yeah. You can get money, but it won't get you too far.
Oh, you went for the gift wrap before you went for the angle.
So that's not the wrong play to make, right? If anytime that you can get someone to arm across their body like this, and you can have the control of it, that this is structurally unsound for you. If you just lay across your arm like this on your own, like if I just do this long enough, I'll eventually like fall asleep, like my shoulder or arm will fall asleep. You know what I mean? So like that's just not a good position, you know, for your anatomy. So it makes people react because the right move is to keep your elbows to yourself, right, and not overextend. But in this moment, somebody's got you, like, again, you're like this or some shit. You know what I mean? So like it's just not, you know, you can't just choose how you get to play the game. And so once you're in there and you posture over, or you posture back to get the arm across, like there's a lot of stuff that starts to happen then, right? And so now we're talking about, and I guess this is a little carryover from what we were saying earlier about maybe the hierarchy of positioning. I want the back. I want the back. I don't want the rubber guard. I don't want the half guard. I don't want lockdown. I don't want any Z guard. I want to get to their back. I don't care if I ever have another guard, right? If I can just jump on their back, I would. But that obviously is not going to be that easy. But this is like a very basic, easy way to get people's backs.
Oh. All right. So we're back in Perry, and we just, whoop, what did I just hit? Okay, so we're back, we're in the studio. Last week was a flashback. This is the current time. We are headed down South Florida after all the production this week, and we're gonna go to PGF qualifiers number 3 in Fort Myers on the beach. All right, the goal is not to make, or is to not. The goal is not to make myself sore this week. Well, left my keys outside. Got them. So I had this conversation with Steven in the podcast earlier, and you know, this has just always been something where, you know, you feel like you haven't done enough. I've put in the work, I've trusted the process, I've done all the things that I'm supposed to do. So I'm gonna go break a sweat, and then we're gonna go win this weekend down there in South Florida, Fort Myers. I gotta clean the lens off, dude. It's all kinds of. I gotta. Both sides!
It's 3D.
Oh my.
Just leveling up the jiu-jitsu style on you, son.
Did anybody ask you who the hell's a homeless man you beat the hell out of?
No, I haven't.
We brought in a random homeless guy for the shoot.
Thomas, no. I'm gonna call him the Jiu-Jitsu Jesus. Somebody, no, that's Jiu-Jitsu Jesus.
He's a wanderer, somebody said.
That's Jiu-Jitsu Jesus. He's got punched and smiling over here.
Tempt our other sister. Tori has like a lifetime, like special membership to that like Firefly website or whatever, where they'll put your face on point.
I got underwear with Mandy's face.
He said a lifetime membership. He said Firefly. Shutterfly like a motherfucker.
Made it to the middle of nowhere, Florida.
We're oceaning it up out here
Oceaning it up.
in the former swamp.
Is there a point to my act? I would say there is.
Get a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up. Look at my pearls are burning. Look at my big bank account.